Alright, people. Welcome back to the KCCR. Now, today we are going to take a look at Neverwinter. Went into open beta on the 30th for non-founders, and I believe the 25th for founders. It's a soft open beta, which essentially just means that you can play. There will be no character wipes, so the items you obtain, the characters you make, the levels you get, etc. will carry over to full official release. But it's still a bit open beta, so expect bugs, expect a bit of maintenance. There's pretty much been a maintenance each day, but it was Arizona time. It was about 7 a.m. to like 11 a.m. type of deal, so not too much to interrupt the game. That being said, as you can see, this is the title screen, if you will, that you're brought to when you don't have a character, or if you have a character. You can see I've made one. So we're going to jump right in and go to new character. Now, when you click it, you're brought to these three shards, if you will, servers, worlds, whatever you want to call them. Expect that there will be more, but for right now, there's this. The first day, there was a terrible, terrible queue. It was broke to hell. And it took like an hour to get into the game, but after one of the most recent maintenances, the queue is pretty much non-existent. I have not ran into it since then, so I'm either assuming it has been removed or they've just heavily increased the player capacity. i.e., don't worry too much about queues. Now, before we get into this, and I'm going to hit OK right there, you'll be brought to a intro CG cinematic. I'll let y'all watch that. But as I said, it's published by Perfect World, and I believe it's made by Cryptic. Feel free to correct me on this. So this game can go one of two ways. Anybody who knows anything about the free-to-play MMO world knows that Perfect World, as a publisher, can either do really well or do really bad. There's pretty much no gray line. And Cryptic has had a lot of successful games that, when they were pay-to-play, they were rather good. And then when they went free-to-play, they didn't quite do well. But STL's great. One thing I can say right now is expect wonderful sliders, because one thing Cryptic does know is how to keep character creation simple yet elegant. That being said, we're going to go ahead and click next. It doesn't really matter which one of these you choose, but if you guys care, I'm on Mind Flare, you can see up there, whatever. So we're going to go ahead and hit next. And here's your cinematic. I'll shush as you can watch it. Look, it's Daenerys.
You might want to brace yourselves for this.
Get his attention. Cleric, with me.
Rise, my children. Rise and feed upon the living.
So that was a cinematic. It's shit. I don't know what relevance it has to the story. You know, but it looked rather nice. I understand that the volume was slightly low. Of course, saying this is probably irrelevant as I'm gonna bump that up. Either way, so here's his characters. They're your race screen. None of them are gender locked, as you can see. So you've got half-orcs, humans, dwarves, excuse me, halflings, tieflings, coming soon. Coming soon's the best class ever, race ever. I totally want to be coming soon. Half-life, oh my god, half-elf and elf. Right, let's see where to begin. Each race, if you will, has a bunch of little ability scores down here. After all, Neverwinter is based on D&D. As to what D&D is based on, I don't fucking know, because it seems to be all over the place. Every faggot who likes D&D 4.0 is referring to classes as leaders and defenders, and that shit's dumb, but there's a feel of 3.5, you know, the best D&D ever, in here. And, but either way, I guess that doesn't matter. So, there's also, if you are a founder, I do not remember the prices or the specific pack, as I believe there's multiple different ones, and any of you who have found it, you're free to correct me here, that you would have Drow unlocked right here. You cannot be a Drow if you do not buy that pack or something, so that's kind of gay, but whatever. Now, for this sake and purposes, we're going to click human. There's male and female of all the things. As I said, you're not locked, so that's good. You gain, as a human, your racials are versatile defense, increase your defense by 3%. You've got +2 to any ability score, and you'll see that in a second. And then you gain an additional heroic feat point at levels 10, 15, and 20. Alright, so we're going to click male, because why not, and go to next. This is your class screen. Okay, they have confirmed that there will be something like 25 classes altogether, I believe. Take that with a grain of salt. I do know of and can confirm the next two classes to come, which are Scourge Warlock and Archer Ranger, or Ranger Archer, whichever it was. As for right now, though, you have a Trickster Rogue, you have a Great Weapon Fighter, you have a Guardian Fighter, you have a Devout Cleric, or Devoted Cleric, you've got a Control Wizard. Alright, for sake and purposes, we're just going to go with Great Weapon Fighter. If you click all the classes, it'll tell you a general idea down here of what your starting abilities are and how they work and whatnot. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, this is, for anybody who likes D&D, this is your character generation right here, your dice rolling. Now, this isn't random, as some may or may not think. It is more of, there is a chart that you can, I believe, find on the Neverwinter wiki, where there's something like, I think it was either 6 or 9 possible outcomes from these by hitting reroll. And they're generally all different with how you do it, so, and they're shared between all classes if I recall, which means that you just roll until you find one you like. Min-maxes, you can min-max if you want. Alright, and remember the humans over here have +2 to any ability score. Well, this is where you apply it. So like you can click down here, irrelevant of which role you choose. So let's just say we chose this. Okay, let's say you want +2 to strength. You just click it, then you can put it Constitution, Dexterity, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma. And that'll bump the score. So let's say you want to be this is a 2-weapon fighter. Okay, you roll until you find stats you like. Cool, now bam. Now everything's generally good to go right here. This isn't a too bad of a roll. That about covers character creation. Each race has different ways of doing these. I'll go ahead and go back and show you another example. We'll click Elf. For those of you out there who may be butthurt about this, the elves are actually wood elves. You know, going to be a high elf, you know, or a gray elf. You know, the best elves out there. You have to be the fucking tree huggers. But that's okay, because The ability scores are Alright, so you see this is +2 to dexterity, 2 intelligence, or 2 wisdom. So by clicking next, irrelevant of class, or just 2-weapon fighter. Okay, so see, now you gain the +2 to dexterity, and you have a choice between if you want that other +2 to be in your wisdom or in your intelligence. So each race is different. The tieflings, for example, +2 to charisma, and it's like the elves. You have the choice between +2 charisma, +2 intelligence, or +2 charisma, +2 constitution. So, however you want to do this is up to you. There really is no best race, best class combination. There are things that obviously work better, but it's not so much better that you can't be something else to be that race or class combination thereof. So it's pretty straightforward. We'll move on. Now you're brought to the... We're actually gonna go back to human real quick, cause tieflings are kind of a bitch to edit. So we're just go ahead and click that. And 2-weapon fighter, that doesn't matter. Now you're brought to your appearance presets. You can either A, choose from one of these things here, or you can forego that altogether and just click customize. Now, as I said, Cryptic is rather good with their character creation systems. They've just, you know, city villains, at one point in time, city villains at least, Champions Online, Star Trek Online, this Neverwinter, and Perfect World is also pretty decent with their character creations. So you combine the two, and you know you're getting something that is, I'm going to go ahead and say above average in terms of your options. Not super splendid, but definitely above the norm. Alright, so head shape is the first and most important, I guess, thing here. But first, hold up. I suggest when you edit your characters, you go ahead and click bald hair, you go on to facial hair, and you click none. That way, you got a bald character and it makes it really easy. Elves don't have facial hair, etc. You know, hit or miss, depending on what you are. It's just better, it's easier to do this. Alright. So this is your face shape. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. Obviously, you can choose the one you like best, but it's a general idea of how stuff is. So I went ahead and chose one on the elf that was similar to taste and then edited around it. I find it a lot easier. As I said, next slider is your hair. There is a fair amount, as you can see. And each race has a, if I recall, I think they all just share the same hair. I believe tieflings have something slightly less, simply because they have large horns. But generally speaking, every race has the same selectable hair option. So don't feel too bad if you're like, wow, I want this mohawk short, but I can't do that, because, no, you can totally do it. Once again, the most important aspect, head shape up here. No, sorry, hair. There is supposed to be a... Right, let me click a hairstyle. There we go, I was on bald. If you click a hairstyle, you have this right down here, your color. This is the color of your hair, so like you can change it. I believe all the races have the same hair color options. So, yeah, I don't know if there's any greens or blues on anybody else, as I've only made an elf and we're going over human right now, but I believe they all have the same hair color, so I mean you can choose that and whatever, but we'll go back to bald. Eyes. This is not eye shape, per se. This is more your pupil and or sclera. You have natural, you've got 2 blind eyes that you can do if you want. You've got blind left, blind right, you've got hurt. I use hurt for my elf. They're pretty much bloodshot eyes, and you've got hurt left, hurt right, so it's just normal for now. And you've got a large amount of eye colors. Once again, I believe the eye colors aren't the same. I'm almost certain, but we'll double check. Once I'm done with the human, I'll jump over on tiefling and run through hair colors and eye color, and then we'll do the same thing for, I guess, dwarf. So you've got your greens, your blues, your light ambers, and your browns and whatnot, so it's all pretty straightforward. Eyebrows. This is not the color, well, I mean, it's down here. You've only got 3 options. Once again, it's not the shape per se, it's just the overall style of your eyebrows. So you do that, and you've got the same hair color things down here. So, I mean, you got black hair, you got black eyebrows, there you go. Facial hair. This isn't relevant or relative, choose whichever one you feels better, to certain races, i.e. Elves do not have facial hair. They can't have it. Humans do. I believe dwarves can, obviously. I'm not sure about tieflings. So, I do know tieflings don't have eyebrows, for example. because of their horns. So I mean, you got a lot of options here. You got your big old beards. You got fucking mutton chops, which are the coolest thing ever. Okay, so we're gonna change those mutton chops black, because why not? Complexion. This is the one that matters the most to me. This is literally your complexion. Nobody knows what that is. This is what it is. So you've got like cute and then young. People are like, well, what's the difference between cute and young? Cute is essentially young, just without any form of like age lines, as you can see. And I can't really zoom in farther, but maybe I can. I guess not. As you can see, it's just changes up the amount of the age line. So if you want like that bishy ass, whatever the fuck face, then you're gonna go with cute. Otherwise, it's young. You've got handsome. You know, just the more you go down, the more lines you have, and then you've got your skin color. This is different for all races, depending on what you are. So, yeah. Tattoos. I believe everybody shares the same tattoos as well. So there's a whole bunch here you can choose from this to like one eye. You've got a lot of full face tattoo crown-esque things, which are pretty fucking cool if you ask me. I really like face tattoos, so needless to say, I promote that heavily. To this, whatever the hell that is. You've got a eyeliner. I know you can't really see it right there, but it adds some eyeliner on the things. If you pay attention to that left eye right there, you can see. And as you scroll down, you've got your Gothic, which is just darker eyes. You've got this. You've got this. I mean, you got a lot of options here to choose something like. And of course, you can change the color of this. There's a larger palette down here for you to choose from. There is no black per se. There is dark brown, and then there's like the white, but it's generally dark enough, and that's gonna refresh them with the color you have so that you can see it up here. But yeah, and you've got freckles. Apparently, I didn't know you could have. Interesting. Okay, well, scars. You can have scars and tattoos, I believe. Yeah. These weren't. Let's go ahead and go back to tattoos and click none real quick so that we make it easier for you to see scars. As you can see, you've got like cut nose and whatnot. Just like nothing too fancy here, but for those of you who like your scars, there's some options, I guess. Face scaling. This is where all the sliders are for your face. That's where I was saying. Don't worry too much about the custom preset. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, don't worry about too much about the preset, because you can come in here and once you choose all this stuff, you can go to face scaling. So head shape, complexion, and face scaling are generally what you're going to be editing to make a character look like unique from everybody else. If you want head size, I mean, all your stuff is in here. It's a huge amount. I'll scroll up slowly. So as you can see, there's quite a bit. More than I actually anticipated, but I also didn't know Cryptic was behind this. Anyways, body shape. This is pretty much, click hide armor down here, it makes it easier to edit. This is self-explanatory. You've got three sizes. You've got, well, yeah, I guess I call them toned, heavy, and slim, but either way, so yeah, whichever one looks more interesting to you. I don't know how to make that interesting, but yeah. So we'll go with default. And then you've got your body scaling, which is everything relevant to your body proportions. And these are pretty serious, like leg length. They're just crazy ass. Oh, I got a sneeze coming on. It doesn't look like this affects character height too much, but it actually does. It actually drastically does that. So if you're going to shorten your legs, you want to shorten your torso a little bit, maybe your arm length a little bit. Let's see here. Where the fuck is it? Shoulder width. Yeah, so yeah, it's probably just. But whoa, waist. Yeah. Okay, and all of these are the same sliders that are for all the other races, so it's pretty straightforward. Now, that about covers this aspect of the character creation. So we'll go ahead and click continue. And then, like I said, once I get to the end, I'll go back and jump in like the colors for tiefling hair. So next. This is, as you can see up there, each selectionless flavor and has no effect on gameplay. It will give you a title based on what you choose right here, but this is more for you D&D fans like myself out there who are like, well, we want our character to have like a background of some form. And well, you've got a lot here. We'll start with deity first because it's easier. These are deities I'm not used to. I'm used to like AO and fucking all the other deities and whatnot, so this is weird. But you've got the goddess of like beauty and tender emotions, and Yeah, so just choose whichever one of these. This doesn't matter too much. I mean, there is some stuff in game that allows you to like pray to your god or goddess and whatnot. But I mean, overall, it's your typical D&D. Just choose an alignment. Alright, now over here is a character origins. This I found pretty cool. You can choose anything here, so we'll like choose Dragon Coast, and you get a drop down here. Depending on which one you choose, like Aesthetic Fighter, they'll be like, oh no, this is relevant to the area, and then you've got this. You were trained in the monastic and aesthetic capital of Nethlek. Now seek a great education, and then you've got like Plucky Pirate, you are a band of pirates. You've got Enigma Vigilante, Blazing Sword Recruit, Hunter of Monsters. We got like the Moonshade Isles. We got some stuff. If you go to Neverwinter, you've got some stuff. So there's quite a bit of quite a bit here you can do. Like there's a whole bunch. So you can definitely give your character a background that you like out of these. If there isn't one you like out of all of these, then I don't know what to tell you, because if you can't find something you like here, then you're being way too fucking picky. And take it from me, I'm picky when it comes to D&D, and I was fine with this. When in doubt, being a pirate is the way to go. Either way, if you click next, this is your confirmation screen. This is where you'll see everything you chose. You can edit your biography for roleplay purposes for those of you who are out there who enjoy doing that, and you edit your character name. You can hit random, but here's your character name, and then you hit begin adventure and you log into the server. So as I said, we're going to hit back, and we're going to go click on Tiefling female for the sake of it, I guess, because it really won't matter what hairstyles, colors, I mean, customize. Let's see, okay, complexion. We'll start with skin color. As I said, the skin color is different based on your race. So here's like the Tiefling skin color. There's a bunch of different reds and pinks, really. I believe these are outsider devil-based Tieflings. Well, obviously, I believe, yeah, you can tell, because they have the predominant horns and tail. And anybody who knows Tieflings, they're supposed to inherit like one thing, maybe, like eyes maybe, or tail maybe, or claws maybe, but they've got like the long fucking claws, the horns, the fucking dark ass eyes, and the tail. So these are like straight up devil Tiefling. Alright, let's see, hair color. As I said, you can see that there isn't as many options for Tiefling, but there is still a lot. And the reason you can't do eyebrows, for example, so you cannot customize, is because the horns cover the eyebrows. So here's hair color. It's about the same. Yeah, looks like it's about the same. So we'll go back one more time and just make sure that that's true by clicking something I know I would never be. We'll click halfling. No, we'll click coming soon. I want to be a coming soon. Okay, we'll click dwarf. Lol. Yes. Make the rolls. So it looks like tattoos, as I said, you can see. Shared pretty much. Yep. Color of the tattoos, same. Eyebrows. Goddamn it, click. Same stuff. Hair. Same stuff. So yeah, you've got a lot going for you. This about covers the Neverwinter character creation in and of itself. It's pretty straightforward. I would go further in and log in, like sign into the game and go over skills and the way certain abilities work, but those are vastly different based on the class you are. By vastly different, I mean obviously, since it's more action gamey-esque, it's going to feel the same maybe sometimes, but I can tell you right now, having been a fan of D&D for many, many years, and having played 3.5 and that shitty attempt at D&D that is 4.0, I can tell you that it feels D&D-esque, but you have to go into it from the aspect of you're watching a movie. Like, man, if you're watching a movie, you're not going to see the roles being made for the character. You're just going to see the character having their life play out before them. So if you go into it with that mentality, you'll be fine. But if you go into it expecting like DDO or expecting like turn-based Dungeons and Dragons fucking combat, yeah, you're going to be let down. But what am I supposed to tell you? I can't sugarcoat it. If you're going in expecting that, get the fuck off. Jesus Christ. Clerics aren't leaders. Oh, anyways, yeah. Neverwinter. I was about to say Neverwinter Nights for those of you out there who are going to get on my balls about it. As I said, you've got a lot of options. As you can see, they've got other races coming soon. I do not know if they're going to have more than that, and of course the invisible drow over here. So I can only say this is what you have now, and as I said, it's soft launched open beta, so whatever you make, you'll keep. One thing I will point out, I'll click back to do this, is you have like a person who is not a founder, just straight up like get the game and play, we have 2 character slots. You can buy more, and you can buy a rename token, but you have 2 character slots, so you make 1. So if you wish to wait for a new class, and you're the kind of person that doesn't have the money or doesn't wish to pay money to whatever, then don't use your 2nd slot, so that you can play. As I said, coming classes soon, Scourge Warlock and Archer Ranger. Both sound horrible to me because I don't like both. That being said, Neverwinter, everybody. Thank you for watching.